Hello, I'm Andrea from the Creative Dream Incubator, and for today's daily dream journal, I'm actually going to share, instead of a journaling page, I'm going to share a kind of journaling that I like. So I want to talk a little bit about journal picnics, because it's something that's been kind of magical for me. Journal picnics are something that I kind of started doing about 10 years ago when I was working full-time, and I had all these dreams that I wanted to pursue. And I never had enough time to do all the things that I wanted to do with my dreams. And just the fact that I was like getting up every morning and putting office clothes on and driving to an office and working, it didn't feel in alignment with who I really am. So it was the sort of that discomfort of feeling like I'm not living my true life, but I didn't know what else to do because my dreams weren't going to pay the bills for me. So that kind of, I was feeling that a lot. And so I'm thinking about that right now because I am doing a coaching call next Tuesday, like a group call on staying connected to your dream while at your day job. So I will link to that below if you want to check that out. But it's something that pretty much everyone with a dream faces. Sometimes we think that other people who made their dreams happen didn't have this problem, but I think we all do. You have to work with the reality of usually you need a job to pay your bills, but you have to also not let that reality derail your dreams. So you have to make space for both. And so journal picnics was one thing that I started to do to make space for both. So I would do this at lunchtime at my job, and I would go out to this, I was gonna say little park. It's not even a little park. It was like the street I worked on had a wide boulevard in the middle, and there were little benches and a little fountain. But there's traffic driving by on both ways, so it's far from idyllic. But it was the best I could do, right? So you have to work with reality, right? So like take what you can get, I guess. So I took what I could get. And obviously this was in like spring, summer, fall, because we don't have the weather here to do this in the winter, but just to go outside to get away from work. And then, I would bring my lunch and eat my lunch there, but I would get my journal out and journal about my dreams. And just like writing out what I hoped for, like trying to connect with my vision, or writing letters to my dreams, or praying about my dreams, or writing about the obstacles or the fears, or wherever I was that day. Just devoting that time to journaling with my dreams. So it was a really strong way for me to connect with my dreams while I was at work and help me keep that internal connection, because you need that in order to create the kinds of boundaries you're going to need in your life to create the external time and space and resources and whatever it is that your dream is going to need. Like you don't, I think you don't start there with the outer stuff. You have to start on that inner connection, and then when you're really filled up on that, it's easier to know when and how to create those boundaries in the outer world, and it's easier to do it too, because you're coming from like more conviction, because you're more connected to your dream. So, and the fact that it's a journaling picnic, so you're not in your normal atmosphere, you go out somewhere with your journal. For me, that really helps me focus, because when I journal at home, if I hit something uncomfortable, I can always get up and walk away. I can say that I need a cup of water, or it's time for lunch, whatever, right? When I'm out at a journal picnic and it gets uncomfortable, I'm more likely to stay with it, because it's like the picnic is a container, right? So I've decided, and these containers, for me, when I was at my job, it was 45 minutes, right? Because I had to like walk there and back and whatever else. And so now, because I don't have a job and my dream is my job, my journal picnics are a lot longer. But it doesn't even matter if it was 15 minutes. Like, it's a matter of having that container and then being devoted in that time. So I use that for a lot of things now. When I'm uncomfortable about journaling something or brainstorming something, or if something feels kind of scary, I will often take my journal out for coffee or out for a picnic, and just getting out of my normal space and having that, like the date with your journal, really creates a stronger container for me to stick with it when it gets uncomfortable. So it's something I definitely recommend trying, especially if you don't live alone and there are distractions to your journaling. Make that commitment and take yourself out for a weekly journal date and see how that works. So you guys, I'm loving doing these videos and sharing them with you every day. I'm really glad I started doing this. This is the end of my second week, so thank you for being here, and I'll see you back here next week. Bye.